Hello, my friends! Welcome to another night of the multi-tier tournament brought to you by the Console Gaming League Season 7. My name is Bullskunk, joined by Chef Billy in the booth, and we are bringing you a preseason matchup between Allium and Apollo. This is actually a reschedule from a matchup 2 days ago. Xbox Live was giving us some struggles, so we decided to reschedule this match and come in with a little competitive integrity, make sure everybody is at their best. Billy, what did we see 2 days ago? Where are we standing in this match here tonight?
Well, I mean, you know, Xbox Live was being the demon last night or a couple nights ago to us, but we are back. Allium ended up taking the first map of Nepal in 2-0 fashion.
Let's head into California. Let's head to Blizzard World.
Woo! So, you know, we were talking about this before we came on air tonight. We were talking about, or I guess it was in the interim of Friday's match. We were trying to decide what kind of comps they were going to show. And I think that we decided that, you know, that we could see the double sniper going out, even though May right now is just being disgusting, especially for the side of Allium. We hadn't seen Junkrat come out yet. And I think that was something that we were both trying to kind of make sure that we were going to see. So as we get into this map, I'm looking for double snipers. I'm looking for the double shield again. And yeah, let's see what we got.
Well, I think it's important to note that we are seeing that double shield this week because of the hero pool that is in our preseason week here for Season 7 of CGL. In that pool, we have no Reinhardt, no Reaper, no Moira, no Ana. So obviously the big one there being our favorite hammer hero, in which case we have been seeing a lot of Orisa here this week, as Allium is showing us here on the defense right now. On the side of the offense, looks like we're going to get the Hanzo May. So not quite double sniper, but we've got one of them out there. As we get the double shield variant coming out in the tank line on the side of the offense as well. Apollo looking to just go right up the gut here. Perhaps path around right side of the objective, looking for an opening pick. Oh, yeah. It's Fable coming up with that first pick. And that's going to make this attack a little difficult. Running into disadvantage already. Here's Apollo.
Yeah, and there was actually a backside trying to aggress there from Liberty player, trying to go around the backside of Allium, and they were having none of it. He didn't have a chance to do anything on the side there, but he's already 23% to his dragon, so not necessarily a wasted little spin there, but yeah, they've got to keep their eye out for the flanks.
And I think Apollo has to find a way to get not only through the double shield, but through that May wall with this Hanzo if they're going to find success. And it looks like they're just going to get super aggressive with it, go right on top of them. Going point blank with this Archer, trying to get a kill onto that Orisa, but so far the heals are there. Whittled down super low, a great shield from the Sigma, able to keep Luce alive there for just a little while longer. Keep. Yeah, that was Luce. In the end, both Orisas go down. No main take standing. May force the ice block here from Apollo as they're going to go ahead and throw dragons over the back of the point, force the members of Allium all the way back up to the high ground as percentage starting to come through. 1 tick of permanent progress already on the board here for Apollo. May's dropping in and going freeze bass to freeze bass as the Blizzard comes out from the defense. That is going to find the counterpart, May. We're going to get a Gravitic Flux coming out from Allium as well, and I think they will manage to hold here for the meantime.
Yeah, and if you look at Fable, he's already got his Deadeye ready and willing to go. He actually did a little bit of his own little backside rotation there and trying for putting pressure onto little tax evasion. May, yeah, that was what was really needed to stave off the pressure that they had. But they did get about 50-60%. So we have a good ingress coming in here. Now we just need to see what's going to happen if they have what it takes to get in there.
Apollo's going to have to overcome this ultimate deficit. They're going to open with a Gravitic Flux, hopes to do that, but the sound barrier is there on the side of Allium. Dexon keeping his team alive. Both those immortality fields used, and now it's Blizzard coming out from the offense, and Luce on the Orisa not able to escape. Good opening here for Apollo. They've still got a supercharger in their pocket to deal with. Meanwhile, Allium trying to counterpunch back, throwing that Ant Matrix into the mix, but no kills coming through. All right, 2 ticks picked up, 75% on the board here for Apollo on the offense. Looks like this
back and forth action.
So completely and utterly. The May going in there trying to stall out Sigma, and they're trying to help out with that kinetic grasp. So far, they're doing a great job of taking a lot of time off the clock, putting a lot of pressure onto Python as well. Python's going to go down, but they lose their Lucy on the process. The May whittled down super low, forced to ice block up, but that gave the Orisa time to get back in this battle, and that means Supercharger is on the field. A lot of damage coming out from the defense. Ant Matrix in response here from the offense, and it still seems to be anybody's game here. Gravitic Flux coming out. That's going to find 2! And Fable picks off 1 with his high noon. And that will seal the deal. With just 35 seconds on the clock, Apollo sent back to spawn.
Yeah, I thought they actually had the opportunity there, Apollo, to actually take the first point here. But a couple of big plays. First of all, the Supercharger coming out from Luce put a lot of damage out there, and they invested both support alts, Cordal and Maples, both investing their Amp Matrix and their Sound Barrier, but not enough to get around the Gravitic Flux coming from Ace Typo. That was huge from him.
Absolutely. And now they're going to have a Blizzard as well as an Amplification Matrix online for the defense. As Apollo is looking to press in here, Overtime Wick just starting to burn. One last chance for them to pick up this first point here on Blizzard World. Aos coming up with a big Blizzard, finds a kill, makes that 2 kills off of 2 headshots. A 3rd kill to light up the feed. Little Tax Evasion and Liberty doing their darndest to try to hold on here, but despite the best efforts of that DPS duo, it's going to be a full hold here for Allium on Blizzard World.
Yeah, 75% progress capturing the first point. That may not do it. It depends on what's going to come out from the defense. However, Oast on the May there, picking out 3.
That was a huge play.
Big plays coming from Oast there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a little bit of a sniper action coming from Oast there on the May. Also want to throw out there, just because we do like to tell scores from around the league. Dan DeFito is now up 2-0-1 as they are competing in Tier 3 right now. So yeah, wanted to tweet that out or get that out there to our chat, letting know scores going on around the league.
Absolutely. Good update. Good update. We appreciate that. All right. We're going to get Allium going back on the offense here, hoping that fantastic defense is enough to give them this second map win. Again, this is a reschedule from Friday's matchup, so Nepal, our control map, has already been played with Allium taking that map. So we are here with technically map 2 of this matchup, despite being the first map you are seeing tonight. On the side of the defense, looks like Apollo bringing us the double shield once again with the McCree May. They'll have that Baptiste Lucio there to keep the team alive. So far, Allium showing us the exact same thing here on the offense.
Yeah, I mean, Oast, why would you swap? I think he was getting more headshots than Fabled was on the Cowboy. Also, Luce and Typo on this double shield meta, they're just absolutely laying waste with the rocks and with the halts. There's not much that Apollo was able to do there. Let's see if they can do the same thing to Allium here on the first point. Bit of a nice rotation going up right now, going around the backside, it looks like.
Yeah, in fact, Allium's going to go ahead and sweep all the way back around through the backside choke heading into Streets phase. Kind of flipping this thing around a little bit. Maywall comes out, kind of protect their movement up to the high ground. And that's where they're going to sit and look for an opening here on the backside of point A. They have all the time in the world, and they just need 75%.
Yeah, big halt there coming from Python, lifting everybody up and getting a lot of damage in onto the core group of Allium.
Yeah, Ao's trying to get aggressive and go in, eats a rock, and then Liberty player able to find that final blow on the back of that. Still 1 man down. Make that 2 men down. Allium not dissuaded. Still trying to put pressure on, but I think this attack has about fizzled out.
Yeah, they're still trying to give it their all, trying to keep each other up. Murphy Buns in there on the Lucio is actually doing a lot of work, but he ends up taking a rock to the face. Good night. Sit down. Go back to spawn. Try again.
Oh, that one hurt. You're going to have to wash your face off and come back another time there. Murphy, you might got a little something on your nose there. You got a little something on your cheek. All right. 2 minutes and 30 seconds still on the clock here for Allium. They are certainly not in any kind of hot water just yet. Fabled with a Deadeye coming online. But on the side of the defense, Ant Matrix and a Deadeye already online and ready to go.
Yeah, they almost have their sound barrier too, and Dexinen does have that amplification matrix ready to go. The window, as we like to call it in shorthand, that could be a very big ult coming up corner here, depending on what kind of rotation there. This is a different rotation this time.
Yeah, it looked like they kind of faked the backside, and then they're going to pop out through stables. They're going to an early immortality field down. High Noon does come out from the defense, and it had the window there to help it out, but no kills coming through from that. But Liberty player, he follows it up with some nice shots. Maple's picking off a kill as well. Corderal, not to be outdone, finds himself one. And the defense of Apollo are looking really strong here so far on point A.
Yeah, and Oast ends up just go ahead and taking a swim back here in the back lot with the hanging shark. I think he went to go get a little shark fin soup, and yeah. May have been on or better part of Valor there, getting out of there quickly.
I mean, it could be a smart play. You want to buy as many team fights as you can. And I do think that Allium might get 2 of them here if they fail on this next attempt. Now, with that said, they have both of those support ults online. Blizzard online, tank ultimates not far behind. Here comes a nice ult into Blizzard. What a coordinated play with that excellent wall to give him the little bit of advantage jumping over the top of Stables. The Blizzard not able to find much. May is caught out, though, and that could be a very important kill. Blizzard, I believe, got interrupted on the side of the defense. I did not see where it came out, if it managed to leave the hands of Little Tax Evasion. Liberty player does find the kill onto Oast, and we're going to have Supercharger out on both sides. Tons of damage. Ace Typo with the big Gravitic Flux is going to take down one, and now it's just a support line left standing here for Apollo. I don't know if they have enough in the bank, barring a massive miracle recontest. This is going to be a 2-0 score for Allium here.
Yeah, I mean, they got a little bit of time to get on there. May does get on there, gets the ice block in there to contest the point. Oh, my goodness.
Fable's going to counter.
Absolutely, yep, he's absolutely popping off right now. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Allium goes up 2-0 in our Tier 4 match here in the CGL preseason. Tier 3, or Tier 4 for the multi-tier tournament, and we will be back in just a few moments. Let's take a look at this fantastic play from Oast.
Welcome back, my friends. We are here with map number 3 of our preseason matchup between Allium and Apollo. This, of course, is the preseason for your Season 7 CGL multi-tier tournament, and it's the final day of it. So, starting tomorrow, we'll get into Week 1, and these matches are going to start getting even more and more important. Billy, what are your thoughts going into Paris here?
You know, we were talking about this during the break. Right now, the maze, the battling maze, it seems to be an occurring theme right now in the games that we have cast so far. So, you know, right now, I think Allium's may just that little bit better than Apollo's at the moment. But I think that both maze right now are providing such a huge amount of value to both teams. And we were also talking about why come out with the Hanzo then swap over to the mirror comp?
Yes, that was one question that was racking around in my brain. And I guess to further that, why the Hanzo in the first place? Now, to which I'm thinking, you know, you've got a little bit more shield break, but then you swap to the McCree when that's not working. What's your thinking behind that swap?
I would have gone to Junkrat.
The Hog does certainly seem to be in a rough place right now.
He's so bad right now. He's so bad, and it's so bad because he is a very good character. I mean, the ability to stun and hook people and pull them in and get almost an instant kill if your team follows it up enough is just one of those things that I miss as a tank player. I miss having a Hog just yank somebody out of position and just absolutely cream them into the dirt.
Those double barriers are just too powerful, especially with what we're seeing here right now. It just kind of leaves no room for Hog to work.
No, and you know, it's sad because you know it does leave people. It leaves them no room to work. I think that he either needs some kind of an armor buff, or his vape, as we call it. You know, the take a breather ability. You know, I think that is the. I think that is something that needs to be done. Something needs to be done to make him a little bit more viable.
Oh, we've got Allium going on the offense here. We're in the red jerseys. We did get a little bit of a swap sides, and they're bringing us Aost on the Widowmaker. I like this start. Ace Typo on the Wrecking Ball. I'm a fan of this composition. What are we looking for here? It looks like Ace Typo going around to the back. What's he looking to do? Okay, he's going to go swinging in, knock somebody right off the platform, and right into the rest of his team. He did run into a Junkrat trap in the meantime, as we do have that rat on the side of Apollo. They heard you, Billy. They heard you. And that rat so far serving them well as they're going to pick up the first kill, finding Ace Typo there on the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, and this is it was a very interesting little rotation for the ball there. You know, doing the bowling ball thing, trying to knock the people off the platform and get some kills out of that, but it actually kind of turned on them with a little tax evasion, having that nasty little trap set up down there, and they actually were able to burst down Ball, and he is gone back to spawn. Let's try again.
Yeah, in fact, they've abandoned the Ball idea altogether, as well as the Widowmaker. So we are getting that previous double shield composition Aos back onto the Mei, and it's going to be just full steam ahead. As they put it into 6th gear with that Lucio and run all the way back here to the back by Mega, and it looks like they're going to try to just go straight onto the objective with this. Now, they are running into a little bit of an ult deficit. I think they need to make something happen here soon. No! This small room, it's just heaven for a Junkrat as he's just throwing all kinds of spam in there. Aos gets caught out, and their Mei is gone. Oh, ho, ho. And Apollo not done. Get the rock in on the Lucio without their speed, without their ice. This is going to be difficult. Fable does counter back. Oof.
Ugh. You hate to see that. You can't run into a little room like that with the Junkrat. The rotation was good. The rotation was good. I just don't think that they got there fast enough. I think that little tax evasion was able to cut off their point of attack and just set up a nasty little death box in there.
Now, they did get that late pick, so if Allium makes a quick assault here, they might be able to get in with a slight advantage. Okay, they are going to go ahead and speed boost in, but Apollo did manage to just barely get that McCree back in action here. Here comes the Riptire from the defense. Little attack evasion going to try to throw that perhaps into the backline. Aos and Fable coming up with 2 picks. Meanwhile, and there's no Orisa and no Lucio on the board here for Apollo on the side of the defense. Liberty player counters back with a Deadeye of his own. Does find one, but it's still a one-man advantage here for Allium. Fable puts down a Deadeye of his, and that is going to pick off his counterpart. That's going to be a 5v3 here for Allium. And third tick coming through. 99%. There's the third tick and a point on the board there for Allium.
Man, that was a good amount of aggress there. They did take our advice and kind of put it into 6th gear there. Got around the corner, and the Mei wall there was actually what was sealing off the ability for Apollo to come, or for Allium to come back onto the, or Apollo, I got my teams mixed up. Apollo to come back on and do any kind of contest there.
Well, now Apollo trying to hold off here as they're going to throw a supercharger into the mix to stave off this assault. We will be having a supercharger as well as a Gravitic Flux online and ready to go here for the attacking defense, or the attacking team. But the defense are going to pick off the Lucio before they can get a chance to use any of those ultimates. And I think Allium is just going to go ahead and reset here. It looks like they're trying to back out, run for their lives.
Yeah, and I think that they might actually get out of here. Yeah, they got out. So they actually have a stage right here where they can actually kind of get their act back together and maybe take a look from the left side.
They do have some good ults to work with, including that all-important Blizzard. Definitely one we'll keep an eye on there. Gravitic Flux as well, but the Sound Barrier is alive on the other side, and the Ant Matrix is as well. As you can see, Little Tax Evasion getting 2 kills through that. Glort comes up with a pair of kills of his own, and that is going to be 5 between the two of them before it's all said and done, and another great hold coming out of Apollo here on point B.
Absolutely, and that was just a clean Amp Matrix coming from Glort there. He actually got... I think it was Little Tax Evasion actually got 2 through the Amp Matrix, and Glorward got a couple on his own.
Yeah, and managed to just use the one ultimate to do so. Now, good news for Allium is they did not use anything in that engagement, and they will have those same 4 ultimates we aforementioned online and ready to go. A lot of tools in the bank, a lot of weapons to work with.
Yeah, but you got to look at Little Tax Evasion. He's got the tire ready to go.
He does have that tire. Aos with a nice flank angle comes around from the far left side, drops the Blizzard in the mix, just barely find the Sigma, but they're not able to get the kill onto that. The tire did come out, but Dex picks off the tire before it can do any damage. And Allium able to find the kill onto the Orisa, but Apollo not done. They counter-strike back with their Gravitic Flux. That's going to pick up a couple kills. Supercharger coming out from the offense, and it is a 3v4 here on the objective, favoring the defense. Apollo's going to get their Orisa back in play, and despite the Supercharger on the side of Allium, it's back to spawn in a reset for them.
Yeah, but they did get 2.5 ticks there. So, you know, I think they got some really good value out of their ultimates there. They did dump the load that they had. However, Cowboy does come up with his Deadeye, and Little Tax Evasion did use that tire in the middle of that fight. Didn't really get much value out of it. I think it was shot down as a fact. And, yeah, back to the drawing board for Allium here. However, they did get 2.5 points of progress. So, you know, they've got about a minute left. They could do it here.
Yeah, maybe 1.5 good attacks. Depends on how long this draws out. Allium is a dead eye online. They're going to go ahead and drop that immediately, and that finds 2! And that's the opening you're looking for if you are Allium here. Not finished. Fabled goes in, looking for more. Gets the kill onto Glort. Ace Typo coming up with the final blow there. Fabled's going to find another kill onto the Sigma. And based off the back of this Cowboy, Allium has got 2 points on the board.
Yeah, big Deadeye coming from Fabled there. He kind of rotated around the statue. They didn't have Glort Ward out there on the Baptiste to throw the immortality barrier down, so it was a free shot for him. And yeah, that is what really started the snowball of getting the kills, securing the kills there. And so Allium, with 40 seconds left in the time bank, have gone up 2-0 here on Paris. Now we're going to see what Apollo has in the bank for their attack. I really want to see some kind of a dive. I think the dive, we've seen dive work. You know, Allium came out with a speed boost with their double shield, but it took them a couple tries to get through there before they were able to secure point A. So you know, I think that I think speed wins here. I think speed and aggression wins here. Focus fire from your tanks and supports being there with them. If that does go down, then you know, this could be a very fast point A. And I've seen Apollo in past seasons be able to throw the dive out there. I've seen them in a couple of off-season scrims, a couple of off-season tournaments. So yeah, this could be a very quick point if they do play their cards right, if they do show the ability of their dive that they've had.
Well, not much change in the comps here. We are going to get the Junkrat out of the defense here from Allium, but we will get the May McCree coming out from Apollo here as they go on the offense.
It looks similar to what they had on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Sitting up on this standard platform. Nothing fancy so far coming out of Allium. Looks
Look
like
at Maples. Look at Maples. Maples get a big boop.
Oh, I missed it. I missed it.
Yeah, he got everybody off that. He got everybody off of that off that platform.
Oh, nice, nice. Unfortunately, no kills coming through. Well, at least not for the attacking team, as Allium's able to hold on and keep their 6th men alive here. Early pick coming on to Python. I think that's going to get a reset here coming out of Apollo. The importance of the Lucios, I think, cannot be understated. And we saw on Allium's attack, the Lucios seem to be prime targets from both sides. This seems to be, you know, priority number 1 there.
Yeah, and I think it's the AoE healing that he provides. I think that is a big thing for both of these teams. They're trying to take out that kind of source of constant healing. Even though Baptiste does provide some really good grenades, his healing grenades are very good. But you know, Lucio, you know, he can amp up. He can amp up the speed. He can amp up the heals.
Oh, this tire! Oh no!
Oh no!
Aos, they were just served up on a silver platter for him, and he gladly obliged them with a 4K tire and gets the final kill and the 5th kill onto the Lucio, just for good measure. What a great play coming out of Aos there.
Oh man, that's a death trap there.
That was a complete death trap. And that is why you run the Junkrat on Paris defense. My goodness. Picturesque play coming out of Aos.
Absolutely. Picture perfect. It was all good, but the amplification matrix coming out from Glort here, able to kind of push back Allium here on the defense. They might be able to aggress under the point. Yes, and a big pull coming out from Python, getting everybody down. Allium's down, and this is going to be a bar fight. Here we go with the bar fight.
Yeah, Fabled threw that Deadeye in, and May tried to block it off, and it managed to get one now. Gravitic Flux coming out from the defense, and that finds several members of Apollo. The Orisa going down. Ao's taking advantage of the opportunity and picks up 2 kills in that as well. And with just a $1:30 on the clock, it is going to be a reset coming out of Apollo here.
That was a massive Gravitic Flux coming out from Typo. Fable started it off with his Deadeye, only picking up 1, but then he ended up getting a secondary kill, headshot onto Lucio, and then it was just clean up from there. You know, throwing in the BM Gravitic Flux, making sure that all kills were secured.
Ooh, early pick from Aos once again. As there just seems to be no answer for that rat here on the side of Apollo, and make that 2 kills, and he's single-handedly sending Apollo right back to spawn once again.
You know, and if you watch what he's doing, he's actually bouncing his grenades off the walls, and he's throwing them over the right-hand side over here, over the top of the patisserie, and he's actually catching people and getting more ult percentage every time he shoots a grenade out. He's being absolutely nutty.
Oh, and now he's got himself positioned down low and drops a tire and finds 3. What a clever play as he just hides just on the backside of the rotisserie there, and the members of Apollo just go strolling right by him, blissfully unaware. And man, whoever said ignorance is bliss did not meet Fabled. Oh my goodness, or AS, excuse me.
Yeah, and now he's swapped over to the Doomfist because I think he's done all that he needs to do on the on with the Junkrat. I think he's also using it for a little bit of speed to get back.
Yeah, try to get back in this fight because he did get killed in that, and Apollo's trying to rush onto the point and take advantage of that, but Fable's going to throw a Deadeye into the mix. That finds 1. Ace Typo comes up with the pick onto the Orisa, and Allium looking in full control here. That Wick is a burn, and Apollo can't get back to touch. Map 3 and the match will go to Allium.
Yeah, that was just clinical defense on the part of Allium there. Host, man, come through, young man. I think that was 7 that he got.
In 2 tires, yes, sir.
In 2 tires.
In 2 tires. Oh, this was I mean, he had them all just so boxed in. That was perfect. Oh my goodness.
Yep, it's disgusting, but beautiful, as always. So, Allium has taken the match win here with 3-0. We will play the 4th map, however, going to Dorado. And we will be back in just a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away.
It will be our 4th and sadly final map this evening.
Yeah. I'm sad about that. But
I'm sad about that. I hate to see these teams go. I hate to see these teams go.
You know, they're such good sports about rescheduling, too. So, I mean, big love to both you guys out in Allium and Apollo Land. We do appreciate you guys working with us and you know, being cool to each other in the rescheduling process. That's really good to see.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true.
You know,
I can't agree more.
The spirit of sportsmanship. I really like the spirit of sportsmanship that we saw from both captains of both teams. You know, they kind of both came together and had some love for each other in the match chat. So it was really good. I was really surprised and pleasantly pleased to see that.
I couldn't agree more, and I think that's so important to point out, and just an example to be set for all. I mean, yeah, we want to be the best. You want to be number 1. You want to reign high and talk trash and all that, but at the end of the day, good sportsmanship, respect. I mean, we're all in this together at the end of the day, and I think that to me is just much more important than being the overall rank number 1.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, we are going to get the side swap once again. Allium on the defense here in the blue jerseys, and it looks like they are going back to the double shield composition, but we're going to have the Junkrat accompanied by a soldier this time, as they are up on this high ground. And hey, look, once again, Apollo listening, dive coming out of the offense.
Dive! Dive, 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 dive.
Python going in looking for that cleave, and no, runs into the Junkrat. Unlucky for him, it looks like the Diva was just one step behind their monkey there, as they were not able to keep him alive. And it's going to be a little bit of a reset here, though kind of a scrambling reset coming out of Apollo.
Yeah, but little tax evasion is kind of giving them hell on the high ground up behind the point, up behind the bunker there. He's just throwing in shurikens left and right, and he's got a little bit of a damage from the Mercy. So now a little bit of aggress coming in from Python. He is getting the cleave going on. They've got a little bit of progress moving here too.
Yeah, despite not coming up with any kills just yet, Apollo has managed to buy themselves some space. And now Python coming, leaping right over the top, right into that backline, see what they can find. It looked like the Doomfist was going in for something as well, but gets picked off by Ace Typo. But little tax evasion on that Genji. Does come up with the important pick on the Dex. No more immortality field coming out of Allium here. Rez comes through onto the attacking Doomfist. And that's going to put Apollo back at a full 6-man roster here as they're looking to pursue this assault on the back of point A.
Yeah, and I mean, tax evasion is coming up very close on his first ultimate. Python has almost got his primal rage ready to go. Heartless picking up 2 on the Doomfist. That was a very, very good res coming out from Glortward onto Heartless there on the Doomfist. So here we go, first point taken by Apollo. Hey Apollo, you guys are good at dive. I told you guys you could go to dive. You guys should have gone diving the whole time. I just said.
Man, I mean, we're definitely seeing new signs of life out of this team. I mean, it's apparent already. Defense are going to sit up here just outside of the church, get behind their double shield composition, try to throw some rocks into the mix. Genji able to somehow avoid that rock. The Gravitic Flux comes out, and he cannot avoid that, but Maple's there with the sound barrier, and now Tax Evasion coming back in, gonna go in and throw his blade into the mix, but Fabled! Tax Evasion was right on top of him with his Zen striking distance, but cannot get the sword down before the tire lands, and Fabled, this time on the Junkrat coming through, showing not only Aos can have good tires, but apparently all of Allium's DPS can.
Yeah, but I mean, they also kind of wasted and threw away that tack visor, even though Aos does go over to the Doomfist now.
Yeah.
So we've got a jump Doom on the defense here. Luce does have his supercharger ready to go, so that could provide a lot of damage coming in around this corner here. But man, they are just making it very uncomfortable for Allium here on this corner. Amplification Matrix does come out.
As well as Supercharger. Super damage going on. 150% damage coming out of Allium right now. But Diva Bomb comes in from the offense, and that was a nice bomb indeed. 2 members of Allium go down to that explosion. Aos coming up with a pick on the other side, but that res is there, and it is once again a 6v4 favoring the offense as they look to push in and get this second point on the board. Python did use his Primal Rage in that. Help secure that, help buy a lot of space. He's been doing some good work here on Winston. Glor's going to go ahead and... Yeah, Glor's going to go ahead and throw the Valkyrie into the mix just to try to help secure. We did get a little bit of a swap. Ace Typo going over to the Diva to come back out and try to challenge this, and it looks like we are going to get a contest coming out of Allium. Doomfist coming in. Ao's trying to pick up one, drops the Meteor Strike in, finds Ace Typo. I'm sorry, that was Main Heartless picking up the kill with the Meteor Strike on the side of Apollo. And it is going to be the offense cleaning up here. 2 points on the board, over 4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Murphy Buns actually did a really good job of contesting there. He had probably a good 20, 25 seconds that they just could not take him out. And Maple's getting a little bit greedy there. Luce doing a little bit of a pull and stick on him. But, I mean, you know, the spawn advantage, he's right there. He's got speed to get him back to the point. So you've got enough here in the tank. A couple of really good ultimates online for Apollo here. You've got the Primal Rage again, and Maple's with the sound barrier.
Tax Evasion going to go down early, and it's going to be a quick advantage for the defensive team, and they are pursuing that, chasing the rest of Apollo right out the front door. But the defense in the name of Allium does not have any ultimates online. They are coming up on that sound. They are going to have that sound barrier as well as a Deadeye online. We're going to have the sound barrier as well as a tack visor here for the offenses. They're looking to push back in. Still plenty of time on the clock here for Apollo.
You know, once again, and there's another swap. Ace Typo has gone over to the Hog.
Oh, we indeed are bringing the Roadhog into the mix. Now, why make this swap? Why the Hog over the Diva? The Diva seems to be in so much of a better position here these days.
I think it's the hook ability. I think the self-sustain.
Those quick kills, yeah. Well, Tax Evasion going to go ahead and throw that visor out from the high ground. Found himself a little bit, but I don't think it was all that he was hoping. As the defense is still looking to stand tall. Ace Typo moving in on that Hog, finds himself 2 quick picks, and it looks like that potential is proven very fruitful here for Allium on the defense. He does have that whole Hog already online, ready to go. Tried to throw a hook onto the Lucio, but didn't quite land that one. Now that whole Hog's coming out. He's turning his attention to the tank line. Meanwhile, back on the other side, Python is going to pick himself up a kill, but I think the defense have done way too much damage for the offense to try to bounce back on this one.
Yeah, it's 1-1, but I mean, spawn advantage right now is in the defense's favor. You know, you still got 2 minutes though, so I mean, you have time to go ahead and marshal your resources, decide which way you're going to go, which way you're going to path. Here, that's an unfortunate stagger kill from Fabled onto Maples on the Lucio. So once again, you're in a 5v6 situation. You gotta stay out of the LOS, especially with the Cowboy out.
Well, I mean, that was a halt hook into a flashbang headshot. Yeah, that was just fantastic teamwork coming out of Allium all around, just putting it on display there in one quick moment.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they have gone back to the Orisa here. So I think that they were wanting something a little bit more as far as shielding for the side of Apollo. So yeah, they got off the dive. I'm sorry they got off the dive. I was happy to dive. But that's me.
On point 3, there's not as much high ground to utilize, so it does kind of make sense you're going for a little bit more of a blunt force approach, and it's working for them so far as they got 2 kills picked up. We are going to get an Ant Matrix coming out of the defense here, but they have no room to use it. They're going to have to just fall back and can't find any value out of that. Fable's going to go ahead and try to throw a Deadeye in the mix, but he has a Orisa right in his face, and Python coming up with that easy pick. Now the Blizzard coming out from the defense. Sound barrier there from Allium as well as they look to just eat up as much time as they can off this clock. Ace Typo investing that whole hog. He's going to find one, but he goes down shortly thereafter. Here comes the Immortality Field trying to maintain and continue the stall. Wrecking Ball coming out as well as the Tracer. How long can Allium hold on here? Just 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, good stall heroes coming out here from the side of Allium, but I don't know. Dragons are going to go ahead and zone them off. However, I think that you've got too much in the bag. Here comes a massive Blizzard coming out.
And that Blizzard could just be the one to send it home, and it will do just that. 23 seconds on the clock, 3 points on the board here for Apollo. Looking much, much better here in our escort map.
Yep, dive, 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 as I see from my friends from Danny DeFito in Danny DeFito land telling me, dive, dive, dive. They're laughing at me right now. I'm laughing back at you, sirs. I'm laughing back at you because it worked. And I knew what I was talking about there, my friends. Getting the Python, playing the Winston right there was absolutely bang on good. And yeah, much better signs of life coming from Apollo here. This is something to build on for them for the defense here. Hopefully they can get themselves a map point. If they can go ahead and make a hold here on the defense of Dorado. However, they do have about 23 seconds left in their time bank. And so we're going to have them switch sides. Now Allium comes out, and you know, I would like to see, once again, I want to see Dive come out here for the side of Allium, but they have stayed tried and true all night. Like I said, they didn't feel very threatened by the defense of Apollo all night. They've just pretty much bullied their way around the maps this entire evening, and I don't see them stopping what has been working for them so far.
Well, I will say, I mean, obviously Apollo not only putting those 3 points on the board, but for the first time in this matchup, we're forcing changes coming in from Allium. And I think as soon as you start doing that, that puts you in the driver's seat. And you know, it's a pretty good indicator you're doing something right. As Ace Typo is going to go ahead and stick with that Roadhog as they start their attack here.
We do see a Widow come out from Eos, though.
Yes, I'm excited to see if he can get anything with it. He does! What an opening shot. Finding the May off the high ground. In fact, both DPSs are going to go down here on the side of Apollo. 6v4 for the attacking team as they're looking to press the advantage. Ace Typo getting very aggressive in there. The Baptiste throwing the Immortality Field down to try to bolster that aggression. They're not going to find any kills on the back of that just yet. Here comes a nice hook. The Orisa's whittled down super low, trying to jump back into the safety of the rest of the team, and eventually does find those healers. Reinforcements coming through from the defense, and it's going to be a brawl around Statue here. Oh! Main Heartless counters back on the Widow, though. Finds a kill onto Eos and gives the one-man lead here to the defense.
Yeah, big wall coming out from Little Tax Evasion there, walling off the Roadhog, and they get kill on him. So we are up 5-4 here. A little bit of an advantage to the offense here as they are closer in spawn. However, Python coming through 3K for him. That's going to send everybody back to spawn, back to the drawing board, and you have 2 minutes 45 seconds left on the clock for here on point A. The defense looking pretty good here for Apollo.
Apollo looking strong here on Dorado in general, and that was such a great play coming out of Python. At the very least, bought the rest of his teammates time to get back in the battle and get them back at full strength. Now, we are getting Allium coming back in. They do still have a little over 2 minutes on the clock. Nothing desperate just yet. Tire in their pocket as well as that whole hog. We'll see which one they're going to throw out first. They are going to get the kill onto the hog, despite the Amp Matrix coming out from the other side. Ace Typo does throw the whole hog in the mix and finds one. Tire comes out and finds one as well. And I think that is going to be the ticket Allium was looking for. Should be a point on the board here for them with about 3.5 minutes on the clock. 4.5 minutes,
yeah.
Forgive me.
Yep, 4.5 minutes on the clock, and that Tire took out Python. Python was pretty much the last man standing there. I think that Luck of the Lag ended up throwing his whole hog in there for naught. And you probably want to have that one back in the back. I would honestly swap over to the Diva here. If I was doing it from my side, I think getting the high ground contest and giving the high ground pressure here would be good, but I think they've already got that covered in a certain person up here. But, you know, big progress coming on the corner here. Not much contest on the corner. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't gotten up in their face yet.
Yeah, they do have main Heartless going around the back and the flank, trying to look for those healers. Blizzard comes out from the front line. That's going to prompt the sound barrier here from the side of Allium. Now main Heartless caught in an awkward position as the rest of Allium was retreating back as he jumped in, and then he just landed in the middle of all 6 of them. And now with that advantage, Allium pushing in, dropping an Ant Matrix into the mix. That's going to prompt the sound barrier coming out from the other side, and a bunch of life there. Look at the Flag, who has swapped over to that Roadhog, trying to throw his ultimate down, but gets taken out. Ace Typo proving the better Hog in that duel. Fable with the tire into the mix, his second in 2 engagements, finding the kill onto the Orisa. And Allium actually looking at full control here on Streets Phase.
Let me tell you right now, the unsung hero right now is Dexit and Murphy Buns. Their support duo is absolutely cleaning clock right now. Dexiden is getting an Am Matrix about the same tick that that Fabled is getting his tires here.
We're going to get an Ant Matrix coming out from the defense, and that's going to quickly buy them 2 kills. All comes out as well. Supercharger from the other side, and Fable's trying to equalize back as he picks up 1. Rain and death from above, but meanwhile, his tank's going down on the front line, and that is going to be a halt to this assault from Allium.
I see what you did there with a little bit of rhyme, yo.
Hey, yo.
But yeah, I mean, that's great play. I mean, you know, back and forth action from both teams here. Bending but not breaking. I like the backside stance here, the backside posture coming from Apollo, really denying, you know, the quick high ground contest or quick high ground incursions coming from Allium. Gotta watch the left side high ground though, because that could be them dropping down on top of you and raining hell on top of your head.
Which is exactly what Allium is trying to do here. That does force Main back onto the low ground and join the rest of his team and takes away his high ground advantage. But nevertheless, Main Heartless finds an important pick onto that Lucio, denying the speed boost coming out of the other side. Fabled with yet another tire. Do you just have this thing on cooldown, my friend? Oh my goodness. Picking off the Orisa once again with his top big brain target priority. And now the remaining members of Apollo, they're not going to be done just yet. They've gotten 2 kills on the board already. Whole Hog coming out from them as well. And despite being several men down in this, Gloatwort comes up with a couple big picks. Now it's down to a 3v3 here on the objective. Who's going to win this fight, Billy?
Python says, "Oh, he just waved hello at the dead corpse of Fable there." I think that's a bit of a thank you for the 3 solo tires that he's eaten from Fabled. But yeah, I mean, never say never. You know, just recontest that they had there. You know, just keeping themselves alive. Maples actually kept them alive there, and there was an Dexiden actually used his immortality barrier to try and keep his 3 alive, and it was a bit premature, and it was, in the end, it was just bad.
Well, here comes the Blade from the other side. We'll see if this can be the one that Allium is looking for to try to get in. The Blizzard is there from the defense, but before everybody goes frozen stiff, they decide to put 4 kills on the board, and this is going to be 2 of those on the board here for Allium.
Yep, 2 minutes and a little bit of change left, so there is time here to go ahead and take this point 3. If they snowball it right, unfortunately, they don't have very much of the bank to work with, but Luce does have his supercharger about to be online. Aost right now on the Genji is absolutely shredding faces with his play right now.
Murphy Buns getting really aggressive, goes into the back line with his Reddit Lucio style, finds 1, almost got the kill onto the Widow. Doomfist coming back out in the name of Little Tax Evasion, able to scare him off. That was a heck of a play.
Yeah, but how much time did they honestly waste there with a little bit too much of a forward progress and not having enough on the payload? I know that you say that you shouldn't have 3 on the payload, but sometimes you do need 3 on the payload, especially when you are running out of time.
Oh, Granitic Flux coming out from Allium here. They're looking to push around this final corner. They took out the Orisa early, and that's going to open things up as they try to move in here. It does look like the Sigma is kind of back here dueling 3 of them on his own, and Ace does eventually go down. Meanwhile, back on the front, Aost finds the kill onto the Widowmaker, but the defense looks like they managed to scare off the tank line of the other side, and another reset coming through from Allium with just under a minute on the clock.
Yeah, Python actually swapped over to the Winston, but they actually took care of the major threat that was happening there, so I think he's going to go back to, he's going back. Going to go ahead and bring back that static shield out from Orisa, getting the better cover for his side. There is 40 seconds left in the time bank. They've got to get a move on here.
Yeah, and If they don't want to go down in this map, if they don't want to lose this map, they need to make something happen, and they may have now. The Amp Matrix coming out from the defense, and, I mean, that is a quick wipe coming through here for Apollo. Good news for Allium is I think they may have a chance for one more attack. We'll see, we'll see. 18 seconds. Can they get back to touch, Billy?
I don't know. I mean, you've got the halt ability. You've almost no. They don't have the whole hog available yet.
No, but Ace is just kind of hiding and waiting. I think he's just looking for the right moment. I think they will get the overtime started.
Yeah.
Now the question is, can they do anything with it? He manages to narrowly evade the hook. That's a good start for this Wrecking Ball. Now he's going to push into the back line, see if he can put some pressure onto the Orisa. Meanwhile, Blade coming out from Eos on that Genji. He takes out the Baptiste, and Luce coming up with a big pick onto that Orisa. Two-man advantage here for Allium as the overtime wick starts to burn. Dexit on the Mercy's going to find a kill. And it looks like the defense is just kind of in scrambles here. They were trying to stall on the card, I believe, for the reinforcements to get back out. But unless they can make a concerted push here at the end, this is going to be that 3rd point on the board for Allium.
Let's see. Python's probably going to get there. Yep, he got there in time.
But how long can he last as he's just running into so much damage? He drops immediately Tracer directly behind that. Maples does come up with a nice pick onto the Mercy, but I think that's going to be the only one here for Apollo. Diva Bomb does come out, not finding what they're looking for here on the side of the offense. Now, Sound Barrier from the defense in response, as you just have Wrecking Balls on both sides spinning around, and it is all-out brawl, all-out chaos here on the back of Dorado.
Yeah, and I think the Monkey right now is the absolute best play. You got to watch out for those mines, though. You got to watch out for those mines, Python.
Woo! Ace Typo trying to knock him into it. He was trying to do the bowling ball thing into the mines. Oh, and he does get one. The Doomfist just lands in just the wrong spot. Sound Barrier comes up with the defense stabilizing. No, I'm sorry. No. I was mistaken. That is the offense killing. And the last bastion of hope here for this defense goes down. And it will be 3 points on the board here for Allium. The color swaps almost got me.
The stall coming from Apollo there. I thought they had it there in the end. And big mines coming out from Ace Typo. That was a big break play. You know, the way just to trigger the overtime, just enough to get it into the overtime, start the wick burning, and getting the rest of his team there. Big Dragon Blade coming out from Aos. And Fabled doing a good amount of work on the Tracer there. So, I mean, all points clicking, or all cogs clicking for Allium there. They have a minute to try and get as much progress as they can. As we both know, as we have seen here on Dorado in some of the games that we have casted here in the preseason, do not take any amount of time as a finite amount of time, because the overtime we have seen get it 6 full points in overtime here on Dorado. So if the snowball starts, if it starts rolling downhill, you may see 6 points come out here. I want to say again, you know, I think that I think that Apollo bringing Winston out was one of the best plays that they had, and you know, even in the stall there, so much value was being done by Python. I believe that he was getting in there. Unfortunate that he got taken out by the mines, but the value was there.
Now we will get the Junkrat Widowmaker coming out from the DPS duo of Apollo here as they're going back on the defense to start us off in extra innings. That Widowmaker just kind of positioned up in the window, looking for the Pharah. Aost onto the Flying Hero. Switching things up a little bit, trying to put some pressure up onto that high ground where the bunker of Apollo is hiding out. That is going to prompt a rotation. Apollo swapping back around, going over to Statue.
Yeah, that's a great rotation coming from Apollo, though. They recognize the danger. They recognize the Pharah immediately, and everybody, even with the spam damage that was coming in, they were still able to get the rotation there. That was absolutely massive. Big hook coming from Luck of the Lag there, but Python does go down to Typo.
Yeah, Typo finds that opening there and just squeezing it in. Aos whittle down low force, back down into his healers. Finds that Mercy and goes back into the sky, chasing down the Baptiste. Does find that kill. And with the overtime wick starting to burn, just a couple members of the defense left, and it does look like Allium will at least get that 4th point on the board here.
Yep, and with Luck of the Lag going down there, they do just that. So it is now 4-3 in favor of Allium, but the overtime wick is burning. So what that means, ladies and gentlemen, they got to stay on the point. They can't be super aggressive. They can't go up and take as much space as they would normally want to. Once again, as I said in their first defense, they are giving a little bit too much space to Allium here. They need to be up on this corner. I know that they're probably waiting for their reinforcements to come through, but man, they're giving up a lot of space here.
Well, and you can't help but feel, especially with that overtime wicked burn, and they need to put the pressure on. Tire coming out from little tax evasion. He does go down. Fable not only kills tax evasion himself, but gets the tire as well, denying the value out of that ultimate. Ant Matrix here from Allium, and they are putting a world of hurt down. Damage boosted. Look at all the assist lines up there. Ant Matrix with a Mercy damage boost. That's a whole lot of damage coming out of Allium.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's just full steam ahead right now. We are coming into the last little bit here. They're round in the corner here on point B, and you know, you got to dig your feet in here.
We will get the contest coming out of Apollo, and they do have an Ant Matrix of their own as they're going to throw down immediately after coming out of that door. Now Sound Barrier coming out from the defense and see if they can get a quick kill here. Whole hog thrown in as well. 3 ultimates coming out from the defense. Will it give them enough momentum to hold on here at the back of point B? And it does look like it will. Kills coming through. Main Glort lighten up that feed. And it looks like 4 points is what Allium's going to have to settle for.
Yeah, I mean, still great attack there in defense, or on the unfact phase here in the extra innings of Dorado. Apollo, though, putting up a pretty good defense. You know, even despite you almost getting team wiped at the beginning of the second point here in Dorado. Yeah, they actually get their feet set. That Ant Matrix coming out from Glort was absolutely huge. Big amounts of damage coming through, and also helping the ult economy of his team go up faster and pulling out all the stops. That was huge. Let's see what Apollo comes out with.
Well, I think it's fascinating that they are sticking with this hog, and that we've seen so much hog. I mean, just as we start talking about it on Paris, and then both teams decide, you know what? We haven't seen hog in a minute. We'll just go ahead and pull him out, and they're finding some success with it here in this, you know, strange hero pool that we're running in our preseason week.
Yeah, okay. You and I both were talking about this in other matches, and the match that we saw, I believe it was Saturday night. The metal dive.
Oh, metal dive. Yeah. Yeah.
Winston Hammond right now would be absolutely destructive to what's going on up here.
Well, and I think you pull in, you know, perhaps a Genji Doomfist or something along those lines, and you could put a world of hurt on Allium right now, really disrupt him and keep them from playing their own game. As it stands, it looks like Apollo is going to just settle to bunker down on point and play a real conservative approach and try to get this thing pushed up and get that 4th point on the board.
But somebody that we haven't seen all night tonight, Sombra, that just got murdered.
Absolutely did. Good play coming in from Main Heartless. And I think a little bit of a poor rotation coming out of Allium there. Half of them seem to rotate backwards and the other half drop down. And a couple of them getting picked off in the process. But Eos, he's going to counter right back. And and he's taking a really, really cheeky position behind him. He's just sitting there in their backline, staring at him, waiting. Now the mine's coming out. He's going to go and throw it into the mix. Tire there as well. Oh, what a ballsy play coming out of Eos. It does not pay off for him.
No, not that time.
No, Main Heartless and Look at the Flag were ready and waiting, and they managed to get him taken out before he could throw that tire into the mix.
Absolutely.
With that, it does look like full steam ahead here for Apollo on this offense.
Yeah, I mean they've got the ability to contest right now, though. Maybe, yeah, it looks like they are going to take take the patience here and just go back and set up their corner here and let them have the first point.
I like the play from Ace Typo there, the Baby Diva just hiding. As you can see, all of the members of Apollo were just scrambling around figuring out who was contesting that point.
I mean, we knew we were going to be in the overtime here by this point. So, once again, this setup, they're giving a lot of space.
Yeah, both of our teams playing very conservative here on our 4th map. We do have Eos on the Pharah, as he's just going to hover over Church, try to lay some rockets down. Almost 6 ultimates here online for Apollo. So they definitely have the advantages that are coming in, but we do have both support ults as well as an EMP online for Allium in the name of the defense. All right, Dragon's going to come out first. Going to do a little displacement, see if they can buy some space around this next corner.
Fabled sneaky, sneaky. Fabled sneaky, sneaky.
Here he comes in. He does have that EMP. There goes the EMP. Sound Barrier's there. Bomb from Ace Typo, but it only finds one. Fable does push in and find himself another, as he had a ton of health to work with. And now a 2-man advantage with the overtime wicked burn and make that a 3-man advantage. Mabel's trying to go in. Oh, but the DPS from Apollo striking right back. Tyre coming out. Main Heartless picking himself up a nice headshot. Ace Typo returns fire and gets not only 2, but 3. And Ace Typo on the Diva, one of the last 2 surviving members of Allium on that point. And it will be enough for them to win Dorado and take the 4-0 sweep here on this matchup.
Man, back and forth action there. I mean, crazy plays coming from both teams. Big sound barrier here to save his team from the blizzard. You got to give it to both teams here. Just stupid plays coming from both of them. You got to love what you saw there, ladies and gentlemen. We do see Allium take the 4-0 sweep of Apollo here in the...
This is going to do it for us here. Once again, Allium, your winner over Apollo in this final preseason matchup, 4-0. Billy, thank you so much for joining me. A pleasure as always.
No, it's always so much fun. Yeah, good preseason.
Fantastic preseason. If it's any indication, this is going to be a heck of a year here in Season 7 of CGL. Until then, remember to look out for each other in game and out. This has been your friendly neighborhood casters, and we'll see you next time.